Recraft is one of my favorite generative AI tools, and I use it daily for conceptualizing compositions and also coming up with unique illustration styles. In this video, I will show you how to use their latest infinite style library and style mixing features, which is perfect if you are looking to create your own visual styles and maintain consistency between generated raster and vector images. So to find the infinite style library, what you need to do in Recraft is to have an image frame and then go into the style selector. And within here, you will find the new feed tab. Once you click on this, you will get lots of exciting styles that you can choose from. But if you prefer to filter for, let's say, only vector graphics, you can do that from here. So you can choose vector art. And then we get more illustrative styles, while obviously if we switch to photorealism, we could get more photographic styles. I am just going to go with vector art. And also I don't want this to be limited to any particular model. So I will let Recraft use both the V3 and V2 models. So let's just go for maybe this one, Vivid Eclectics. So let's go and apply this. And we can see this is already showing up here. So whatever I'm going to create, it's going to be based on this style. So let's just create something completely different. So this one had a robot in a forest. Let's just do castle on a hill. And I'm going to generate 4 images, and I'm not going to change anything else here. So this should generate these images for us. And after a bit of loading time, we get the 4 results. So I can just flick through these 4 here at the bottom, and they look quite good. I think this third one is probably my favorite. So it's definitely very similar to the original reference image that we've seen with the robot, and it's perfectly applied to the prompt that we used. Now, if we go back to the style selection and go again in the feed, and then we change the filter to vector art, of course, we can also search for styles. So if we are looking for something very specific like Riso print or risograph, let's just do that. We will get these more textured styles, and they resemble really well that style. So maybe I'm going to go with this rustic pastel prints. And on the right here, there's also an option to save this style to make it easier to find it in the future. And let's just use the same prompt, but I'm going to create a duplicate and keep the original version of the castle just so we can compare them. There we go. That looks great. I'm just going to zoom a little bit closer just so we can see the textures. So that's the first one, second one, third one, and the last one. Yeah, I mean, this looks amazing, but it's important to mention that not everything is automatically created as vectors in Recraft. So if we select this other image here on the left, I can tell that this is vector-based because here on the top it says rasterize, while if I select this other one, it says vectorize. I would love to see an icon or something on maybe the top right corner of each image, which tells me immediately whether it's pixel or raster based. Hopefully that is something they will introduce in the future, but for now, this is still a quick and easy way to see whether we're working with rasters or pixels. But I already covered how Recraft's vectorization work in another video here on the channel, so go and check that out if you are interested. But let's move on and talk about the other cool new feature called style mixing. So what I'm going to do now is to create a third image. Let's just drop that here on the infinite canvas. And then I'm going to go back the style selector. And this time I'm going to go to create style. So we will create a new one. And I love the fact that there's several ways we can create the new style, either by uploading images or choosing one of our saved styles, or even choose anything from our canvas. And this time I'm going to use these 2 images that we already used on the canvas. And these will show up here on the top. And this is so cool. With this slider, you can control the weight or the intensity of each of these styles. Before we create our style, we can do a quick test here. And using the same word usually helps to tell how the 2 styles blend together. First, I always like to see it like that. Yeah, this is looking cool. Yeah, so it maintained qualities of both of these styles. But then maybe let's do something completely different, like tiger. And that is quite interesting, a tiger with 4 eyes. Now let's see what happens if we increase the strength of one style over the other. So you can go down to 10%. That's the minimum you can have on a style. So I'm just going to go maybe to 25%. That's like a quarter. That means this other style will be more dominant. Yeah, that's clearly the more dominant one. But let's just go the other way and then generate and then test this out again. And just like before, this definitely is more closer to the reference that we now gave more weight to. Now it's important to mention that you can also add style level prompts, and these will further define all the images that you will generate with this style in the future. So it's important to only include words here that you are sure you want to use in the future. Risograph, textures, vibrant colors. And besides this, we can also decide whether we want to use these style references for the style and composition or only as style essentials. The main difference is that with style essentials, it's not going to look at the composition of the images, only the textures and the colors used in them. And I'm just going to save the style and give it a new name. And we can already see it here in the left side, and I started generating 4 new images using this new style that we created. Do you want to learn how to actually use Recraft and other generative AI tools for graphic design and illustration work? In my latest course, we dive into creative projects like designing magazines, posters, logos, menus, and more, and I'll show you exactly how to best utilize generative AI at every stage of your workflow. These tools are evolving fast, so I will keep adding new projects and share important updates whenever something big changes. And the best part? There is no subscription, just a one-time payment for lifetime access. Right now, you can grab a huge early bird discount, so just click on the link on the screen or in the description to check it out. Now, I wanted to show you a few examples of styles that I created mixing various sources together, and I was testing the consistency between the images generated with these styles. So here is the first set, which is actually based on a couple of my own illustrations. And it really feels like these were all created by the same artist, which could be really useful if you are using these illustrations in a multi-page magazine spread, so as editorial illustrations, or if you need it for a book, comic book, or maybe on multiple banners for a social campaign. But if you manage to really nail the look that a company wants to be represented with, then you might even be able to turn this into a brand asset. So all the future images that the brand will be using will be relying on this style that you created. Although visually all of these examples are appealing, of course there are some inconsistencies, like on this image here on the left. We can see the shield is hanging in the air, the knight is not actually holding the horse has dragon feet, and also the head of this dragon looks a little bit strange and the smoke is coming out of its head, not its mouth. So even though this is a highly stylized illustration, these inconsistencies would have to be first fixed before we can confidently use this for a client project. Now, just to show a couple of additional examples, here is another more textured style. Again, it translates the style, shape language, and composition really well. And again, there's a lot of consistency throughout these examples. We also have this Japanese-inspired art style with this analog color palette, which is quite nice. And then finally, we also have this futuristic tribal style with the complementary colors and high contrast. And after creating these 4 distinct custom styles, I did these additional tests, and we can clearly see that Recraft is doing a great job with these custom styles. So both capturing and maintaining consistency in the style, but also interpreting the prompts really well. I also wanted to show you how you can create a new style with images that you upload. So it's the same process. We go to the style selector, we go to create style, and then here on the top we can just drop in any image that we want to work with. And I'm going to start with the classic, the Mona Lisa. So we have that already in there. And if we were to create a new image, let's just say a cat, obviously is going to fully rely on this reference. So without any additional changes, it should create a fairly good resemblance, both in textures, colors, and probably in composition as well. Now, this is where the composition option is important. So if you don't want to rely on the composition and you switch to Style Essentials, now the test should look different. So yeah, we can see that the composition is not as restricted as before, but it still resembles the textures and the colors of our reference. Let's create an interesting combination. Maybe use a pop art illustration, and let's do a new test. So we created a hybrid of Andy Warhol and Leonardo da Vinci's work. I always wondered how these two would work together. It's quite interesting, but let's just do another test, maybe a little bit more complex prompt. And if you feel like the pop art in this case needs to be a little bit more prominent, we can just give it a little bit more weight. And then let's see the result after that. Yeah, clearly it's going more towards the pop art, but I can still see a bit of the Renaissance influence. And things get even more exciting once we combine additional styles. Let's just throw in a bit of Picasso there, because why not? And perhaps a bit of Monet, and also a bit of Art Nouveau. So let's just use one of Mucha's paintings. And that is an illustrious lineup of artists. So let's just do another test. And that is surprisingly good. So when you throw in multiple styles like this, you can almost feel like a chef using different ingredients and be excited about what comes out in the end. And also don't forget that any style that you save, you will be able to further refine later by starting a new style mixing session, relying on that initial style that you saved. Now, the only thing that's currently missing is to be able to go in and refine or edit a custom style that you created. So if I come back here and I go into my styles, I can find all of the styles I created, but I won't be able to make changes to the style weights, for instance, or the global prompt in case I used one. But hopefully this is something that they are planning to add in the future. For now, what we can do is to share a style that we created. So if we want to collaborate with more people and we want them to also be able to utilize the same style, we can invite them, or we can just copy a link and share that with someone else who's using Recraft. I hope you found this review of Recraft useful. Don't miss the chance to try it yourself. So use the promo code YES11, which should give you $11 discount on any plan. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description to discover how Recraft can revolutionize your design and illustration workflow. Thanks a lot for watching, have fun creating and generating, and I'll see you next time.